All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Liberty Stream. I got a brand new camera that we're going to try to debut. There it is. You guys can see a close-up of my face. How you guys doing today? Welcome to the Liberty Stream. As I kind of already did the intro, but we're going to keep doing it again because I don't know what to say during these intros, but I'm going to. So thank you all for joining me today. Much appreciated. As we're going to cook some Southwest beef enchilada. I'm not ready. Where's my menu? Southwest beef enchilada casserole. This is one of those things where I looked at the picture and I said, yep, this looks really, really good and tasty. I'm looking forward to it. And the idea here is as I open up my bag of ingredients and stuff, I can show you guys kind of my reaction and go from there. And then once we get into the prep work, I'll change over cameras and you guys can kind of see what it looks like at that point. If you catch me looking over to my right, that's where my visual is, how I look on my OBS lab, so I'm kind of going in there like, do I look good? You know, so I'm going to try to avoid that, and eventually I'm just going to get a sticker that goes right here that says, look at this camera. So let's move on. First thing we do is we always check the menu card, and we make sure that we have all the ingredients. Ground beef, ground beef, check. Yeah, nothing special about it so far. But all the protein that Green Chef kind of has is really, really good. I haven't had any major complaints related to it. So we're just gonna go on from there. Empty out the stuff. Cool. So we got an enchilada sauce. Looks like a really, really good color. Kind of a darkish red. So it's not just all of these bright red tomatoes. It's interesting to see what's in it. Ta-da! Southwest seasoning, so that's going to be here. Once again, what Green Chef and all these other companies kind of do is they don't tell you what's exactly in the Southwest seasonings or that kind of go. That's something that I'm still growing in my culinary career, is being able to like make these kind of blends. Got some cookbooks that I'm reading on the regular, and I'm just kind of going from there. So, yep. Roma tomatoes, that's going to be in this little container. So we're going to open that up. And that is a tomato. Yeah, very ripe, not very squishy. Well, squishy right there. It smells like a tomato. It smells like water. I personally don't like tomatoes, so we're going to look at that and really see what you want to do. My assumption is what it's going to have me do based on the picture is go ahead and put those as kind of on top as a topping. And if that's the case, I'm not too interested in that. What I might do is end up sauteing them for a little bit. And then once I'm done sauteing them, then I might put them on top. So we'll see what we do. Radishes. Bam. Love me some radishes, so we're probably going to make a slaw or salad with them, I imagine. I doubt they're going to go in my enchilada. Green cabbage. Kind of helps with my opinion that we're going to make a slaw with this. Green bell peppers. Bell peppers. Let's open one of these up. Yep, smells like a bell pepper. Not a lot of seeds on them, but it's good. They've already been ribbed and cleaned, so we're good to go there. Organic parsley cumin vinaigrette. So this is interesting. This is something I was not really expecting out of my meal. That's pretty solid, actually. It's not really not a lot of oil to it, to be perfectly honest. It's more like a cream. Kind of has that weird feeling of, I don't want to say toothpaste, but that sauce that you squeeze out of a tube. A toothpaste, right, Liberty? Anyway, so that's going to be interesting. I wonder if we're going to add some water to this in order to kind of thicken it up. Or maybe it's just, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Cream cheese. Yep, little single serving of cream cheese. Monterey Jack cheese. Ta-da. And then a yellow onion that we're definitely going to be chopping up and probably dicing here in a minute. So that looks good. As always, I keep the bag next to me. That way I can use it to put trash and everything else in. See, it's right there. Maybe you guys can see that. Okay. And now for the power of camera work. We switch over to my prep table, and I still look good up there. Okay. First thing I'm going to do, because I don't remember if I did or not, I'm going to sharpen my knife. Especially since it looks like we're going to be doing a lot of cutting. We're cutting the tomato, we're cutting the green pepper, we're cutting the onions, cutting those radishes. So I want to make sure that I sharpen my knife a little bit. Sharpening your knife is important. That way you're not forcing cutting into any of your vegetables, which is how mistakes happen. Whenever you're adding unnecessary force, it's kind of when you stop thinking about safety, start thinking about something else, and just overall not a good experience. So, all right. So I'm not going to do anything with the beef. We're going to season that up later. So I can kind of go to the side. So we're going to go right into, yeah, so we're going to go in, take care of these radishes. And just like most of the other times we've used radishes, we're going to make little half moons. So we're going to trim off the ends. Cut in half. Make little slices. Put those right in a bowl and off my cutting board. For those of you who have seen previous Cooking with Liberty Fire streams, let me know what you think of the new camera angle on the knife work. I think I like it more. I think you guys can see more of what I'm doing on cutting than previous times, but I could be wrong. Make a little half moon. And the recipe itself called for 1/4 inch slices. Cutting these a lot thinner. I think a thicker slice would add some crunch to the salad, which I'm not really too interested in. I think thinly slicing it's going to give me that radish flavor I'm looking for. Then I'll still be able to, yeah. I'll find another way to add a crunch to it later, I think. Well, probably not, because I'm using just a Green Chef box. It's probably where I would add croutons. That kind of adds that crunchy texture as well, but it's not keto. A little pause, make sure knife work, camera looks good. Groovy. Go here, go here, go here. All right. Now we're gonna get rid of these radish tops. Bam. So we got radishes in a bowl. What are we going to do? Green cabbage. Let's take a big breath of this. Smells like a cabbage. It's kind of dried out a little bit, actually. I don't think it's been frozen. But definitely with it being in my refrigerator for a while, my refrigerator is cooler than normal. Cooler than normal? Is the fridge normally colder than normal? I think it is, but Yeah, that's going to add a lot of crunch to it as well. Okay, so spoiler, guys. The only thing left to do with this salad is add the vinaigrette to it, salt, pepper, and we're done. However, I don't like raw salads. I can't stand them. My allergy to pollen and anything that cross-pollinates with that is also kind of a problem. Poses a little bit of a threat, especially, I think I would have been okay today, but it's oral allergy syndrome. And what that is where birch pollen, which I'm allergic to environmental-wise, can cross-pollinate with other vegetables. And if I eat said vegetable with that pollen that cross-pollinates, it kind of inflames the esophagus, so it's harder to swallow things. I don't have a difficult time breathing, but if I'm eating like steak, and I cut the steak slice a little bit too big, I'm not chewing it as well enough, and it's hard to swallow down, it could get stuck in there and be pretty dangerous. So I just avoid raw fruits and vegetables anyway. That way I don't have to try to memorize what does birch pollen cross-pollinate with. So this salad, we're going to put that in a pan on a little bit later. We're going to saute it first, then add the vinaigrette, and then add some salt and pepper, and that should be good to go. So that's the plan, in case you did not know. Okay. Yep. So now we're going to go look at this onion. Yep, okay. So we're going to cut off the ends of the onion. See how I'm forcing it a little bit? I might go ahead and resharpen my knife. We're going to cut it off in half. And then we don't need all the onion, so we're going to put this to the side. I already have an onion, I bet, saved. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, so I don't want to throw away this onion yet, I might find a use for it later, is I'm just going to wrap it up. And I like yellow onions, so I'm excited about this. This we're going to save later, maybe when I make an omelet or an egg. I don't make eggs, I make omelets. I make scrambled eggs. And then we're going to use this yellow onion for the rest of my dish. So we're going to finish peeling it. Cool. Now we're going to dice it. So hindsight 2020, I should have saved one of the ends here, because I can use that end to kind of act as a root. It is the root. So as a base, so the onion doesn't escape me. Because like, see how this is kind of sliding off? I'm just going to get rid of that. Yeah, so we're dicing this onion. First thing we're going to do is make long cuts down the side. And then I'm going to make little side cuts. And this is where if I kept the onion intact, that would have been fine. Make little cuts halfway through the onion. And now we're just going to chop down make one more cut. Now So that's not the best way for me to cut an onion. I'm going to do it better next time for you guys, I promise. But we got the idea. Pick apart things that aren't really diced. And again, you're cooking for yourself, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like you're cooking for the president of France or whatever. Unless Gordon Ramsay's in your kitchen. Gordon Ramsay's in your kitchen, then nothing you do is going to be good. I'm kidding. I'm pretty sure it's going to be great, but and then we're going to go little dots here. There, that's diced. Bam. Happy little accidents, just like Bob Ross. Now my eyes are crying. I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm going to put that in the bowl. Yep, I'm crying. I'm tearing up. Give me a moment, guys. I guess it's been a while since I've cut an onion like that. Oh, it's bad. It's there. Okay. Cutting board clean again. And now we're going to go look at this bell pepper. Bell peppers have that kind of just distinct smell of crispiness, I'm going to call it that. Crispiness is a weird way to describe a smell, but crisp. Yeah, you can definitely, like, I don't know how else to really describe it besides crisp. Like, that's kind of how I feel with it. I feel like I cut a bell pepper in front of you guys every time I stream. Alright. Put that in my bowl. My bowl is too far away. We're going to put it closer. Yep, you guys can see that. It's good to go. And then small dice. Groovy. So now I got green peppers and some onions. That's going to be stuff that we're going to saute with. We're going to cook with the beef. I don't want to call it saute. It'd be good to go there. I still got a tomato to worry about. Yep, okay. So I need another bowl. And this is where I actually don't know what I want to do. I had a core tomato. This is new for me. Because again, I don't like tomatoes. Kind of gross, kind of disgusting. Okay, boop. I could probably like go there. It's probably where I gotta go grab my paring knife or my utility knife. wedge there, so now I can cut the core out. Just use your fingers. A little bit of that core left. Just cut away from yourself. Just keep working it down. Just get all those seeds out, because that's really what you don't want. Alright, do that again. See if I can't do it on camera for you guys this time. We got the core here. Slide down. Cut up. And cut down. Have any questions? Just use your fingers, scoop it out. And then you can finish the cut there. And then clean out all those seeds. Alright, now we're going to finish dicing them. Tomatoes always remind me of kitchen commercials for like a blade that you can always cut into or whatever. Because they always say like, look how this blade cuts into this rubber shoe and then cuts into a tomato. Tomatoes don't have that tough a skin. Like I really want to see those guys after they're done cutting a shoe or leather shoe or whatever, like cutting it in half, how it does against like a cantaloupe or pineapple. Because I know my least favorite thing to cut into is sweet potatoes, because they're just built like solid rocks. So yeah, those kind of commercials, don't trust them. I don't. Like, I sharpen my knife every day. Like, if someone said, yeah, here's a knife that you never need to sharpen, no, not interested. Don't believe them. Alright, so now we got the tomatoes. That's been cored. And that's all the prep work, I believe. Go and look. Yeah, okay, cool. So now we're going to move over to my kitchen, or my stovetop, and we're going to grill some beef. So put some beef in a skillet and help out with that. So give me a quick 3 minutes, guys, and I'll be right back. All right, thanks for joining. What up, Adriatic? How you doing? Thanks for letting me know I was muted. Blame you. Blame you entirely. Should have told me earlier. Thank you guys for joining me back from intermissions for that super long muted break. So you guys can read my lips. You guys know where you're going. That's the purpose of the up close face cam. So you guys can read my lips and know exactly what I'm saying. So, yeah. What are we doing? We're letting the pans get hot so we can put in some ground beef here in a minute. While that's heating up with the oil and everything else, what else are we going to do? 2 other pans that I got on the stovetop. Those are going to be for my salad and also for my tomatoes because I'm going to grill all my vegetables because I hate raw vegetables. Don't like them. Not going to eat them. Also got the oven with a broiler pan going because what we're going to do is transfer everything to a casserole dish, put the casserole dish in the oven, and then once it comes out of the oven, it's going to have that nice melted Wonder Jack cheese on top. It's going to be really, really good. I can't wait. So, preview for what's coming up Thursday is I got some pork chops with a lemon herb pesto that looks really, really tasty. Has green beans with it. I haven't had, oh no, those are asparagus. Man, it doesn't look like green beans. I want green beans. I'm going to go get me my green beans. Yeah, so this one's going to be a little complicated because it requires grilling the pork chops and then putting the pork chops in the oven to kind of finish them off. So there's a little bit of a danger in overcooking it. So we'll see what we can do. And then the prep work is going to be a lot of fun. So that's Thursday. Tomorrow we're going to take off from cooking. Probably might throw some darts. Do some practicing with that. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see if we got that sizzle going now. And with that, we're going to go over to cooking cam. That looks good. Don't like the knife I picked to open up this ground beef. Alright. Ground beef's out. Here we go. See if I can't get that sizzle going. I break up my ground beef before I put it in. Smells real good as soon as it hit that pan. I'm just going to break it apart with forehand. Wash my hands a little bit. Wash my hands. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Cool. Clean up. I'm going to put Southwest seasoning right in. Now, give it a stir. Also, when you're stirring, make sure that you're keeping it mostly flat. You want to break apart all this beef. You also just want to make sure that you don't have beef kind of like on top of each other. If that makes sense? Because food cooks unless you put it in like an oven. food cooked on your stovetop when it has a surface area connected with your product, your protein, your vegetable, your product. So if you have, if you have beef on top of beef, beef on top of that cooking. You can cover it with a pan or a dish for that, but that's not really necessary here. We just want to make sure that we're spreading out the beef as we're cooking it. So that's got about another minute to go. And then as soon as, another 30 seconds, and then we're going to go put in my onions and my green peppers right in to get those to saute as well. So, and that's going to be most of our enchilada mixture. The Southwest seasoning smells really good. It smells a lot like chili powder. I don't smell that much cinnamon in it. Cinnamon would be weird, so. But yeah, you can smell as the seasoning's cooking in with the beef now. We're getting a lot into it. Right, so adding the vegetables. Give that a little stir. Probably could have made smaller vegetable dice. Not your fault. It's always your fault. Probably could have cut it a little bit smaller, but I think it's going to be fine. It's fine. It's fine. Happy little accidents. Give that a quick cook. So that's going to need to go about 2 or 3 minutes as well. Get those vegetables nice and sauteed up. And then a little bit of cream cheese is going to go in there, the enchilada sauce. Maybe good to go. Oh, and I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Do they want me to add salt or pepper to this at any point? No, not really. That's surprising. So that Southwest seasoning probably does have a lot of salt already. And salt, haha, it does say salt. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. I knew it needed salt. Because I think that's where I mess up on my previous attempts to make a beef enchilada casserole. In fact, I'm so conscious about it now. I'm going to add a little bit more. Probably oversalted, but that's fine. Because yesterday I'm thinking about my cauliflower rice, and I didn't add enough. And that's an important thing to kind of talk about is don't get hung up thinking cooking is science, right? A lot of people are, oh, I want to add exactly 1 teaspoon of this, I want to add 1 tablespoon of that. If I add 1 tablespoon and it pinch too much, it's going to taste different, blah, blah, blah. To be honest, yeah, it could. It could also taste different because you got vegetables from a different farm. It could also taste different because the rain in that area was a lot higher than it normally is, the humidity of the cooked vegetables. It could be that this cow that we made from ground beef farm had 1 less corn than someone else. So what's really important is knowing which spices, which sauces, which ingredients you prefer, and knowing how to use those to get the right flavor profile. Because everything's going to be different. Like if you're making chili, the way you win your chili contest amongst your friends is you taste the chili, like you get a box of plastic spoons, and you just taste your chili sauce as you're cooking. That way you're adding more salt to it, you're adding more ginger, you're adding more of this, adding more of that to it. And that way you can make adjustments to it as you need. So, like right now, I would be trying this to see if I added enough salt. So. Add some cream cheese to it. Fine, fine. I'm going to need to break that up. Yep. Great. And then add some enchilada sauce. Good. And a couple of tablespoons of water. Bam. Give that another stir. Cream cheese is an interesting ingredient to add whenever you're cooking. Has a little bit of that dairy that you're kind of looking for, a little bit of that sweetness. It's a thickener as well whenever you're adding sauces to it. All right, and that is done. Now we're going to go over here to my casserole pan. Oh, is that? Put it right in. There was a whiff of something I just smelled. Had to be that enchilada sauce. Very spicy almost. Definitely tastes like a Southwest sauce of some kind. Definitely some chili in there. But yeah, that smelled good. I wish I smelled that enchilada sauce now before I put it in. All right, final thing we do. We're going to sprinkle Monterey Jack cheese on top. Kind of clumped together, so I'm glad I'm using my fingers for this, so I can help kind of spread it out. We're going to put this in the broiler for about 3 minutes, if that. Okay. In the oven, this is going to go. And while that's going, it's time to cook some other stuff. I feel like my oil dispenser is cut out, but anyway. Okay, so enchilada, that's in the oven, so we're gonna wait for that to get done. It's gonna be about 3 minutes. We're heating up some oil on some pans, and that's gonna be where my salads are gonna go. Because I don't like salad. I don't like raw salad, I guess is the way to go. Or is the correct phrase? Alright, so that looks good. Get that to sizzle. We just want to give that a quick toss. And then we're going to do the same thing for the tomatoes in the other pan. So this is radishes and cabbage. That's all it is. A little salt. A little pepper. And then once that's sauteed up, I'm going to put that back in my bowl. Add the vinaigrette to it, and that'll be good to go. And hopefully by then my other pan is warm. We'll add the tomatoes there, and that'll be our topping for our beef enchilada. And yeah, and then that'll be our meal. So we're good. Put these tomatoes in. No, they're not ready. That's not ready to go. That's fine. Get a little bit longer on those. So yeah, that's what we got going on right now. Tomorrow, taking the day off cooking, so I gotta go to the dentist. So I don't know if I really want to be cooking after my trip to the dentist. That'll be fine. But yeah, definitely a soup day. And I'm not cooking soup on stream. And then after that, tomorrow, we'll cook some. Yeah, so tomorrow, no cooking. And then we got the pork chops. We got the pork chops that we'll cook after that. So that salad's done. And let's put in the vinaigrette. And just the pan slightly. Vinaigrette smells good. Has a very mustardy kind of thing. What did it say again? Parsley, cumin, vinaigrette. Would not have picked the parsley in it. Cumin, yeah. Almost smells mustard based. Alright, these tomatoes look good. Now the danger part, where I gotta figure out how to get this casserole out of the oven. It looks good. It looks real good. Voila. That is Southwest. That's the second time I've done that. Southwest beef enchilada. And then what I would do if I was presenting it at like a party or something, put the tomatoes right on top, spread them out. Something like that. Ta-da! Where's my camera so I can go take a photo of that? And then after I take a photo, we gotta try it. Boop. Photo done. And now let's see what I can get it to look like on my plate. So take a little bit here. Cheesy. Oh, come on. Something they said about sauteing that cabbage. It doesn't look as green as I would like it to be. That's probably a mistake. But voila. Third time, god dang. Southwest beef enchilada casserole with a cabbage and radish slaw. Now we're gonna go here. Here we go, guys. Cheers. See how this tastes. I'm gonna try the salad first. Acidic. Sauteing it was the right decision. Right amount of pepper, yeah. That mustard flavor I was kind of talking about, or smell, still present. That's probably what the acidity is giving up. The acidity vibe is. Definitely cheesy. This is the casserole now. It's good. It's good. It's savory. Not very sweet, but it's good. Probably would have, yeah. So I think if I diced the bell peppers up a little bit more, it would have been really, really good, because I think the bell peppers have a strong flavor to it. I realized I didn't take a photo of my plate, so I'll make a new plate, take a new photo. Yeah, this is good. This is definitely something I would eat. Cook on my own, share with friends. Maybe a little bit more salt. Man, salt. So you need to stop being scared of using salt. Yeah, because use a little bit more salt, break down the bell pepper a little bit more, and I think this would have been really good. Definitely 4 stars though, so But yeah, so that's today. Thank you everybody for joining me. Much appreciate all the love and support. Thank you Adriatic for catching that out of you, Cam. Still your fault, but we'll go from there. I'm going to end stream, find someone that we can go watch and host for a little while, and I'll be back later tonight to play some Final Fantasy 15 with you guys. So thank you again, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, have a good night. Bye.